organization, the more the data that's flowing. So by default, the concept of consent will have to come in. Now, just to give you a brief about what is the concept of consent. So it's primarily in the nature of an explicit notice. An explicit notice as to what you are going to do with the data. What are the data sets that you're collecting? How are you going to utilize it? What are the data processors involved? What are they going to perform on it? And not just in English or Hindi, in every single Indian language as per the 8th schedule of the Constitution, the notice has to be provided. If the data principal explicitly consents is when you can actually go ahead and process data. So this is irrespective of the size of the organization, startup, MNC, large organization, medium scale organization, manufacturing, hospital, anything, a cooperative housing society, a person who's a visitor coming into your society also needs to give explicit consent. You cannot just collect his data.
We are waiting the secondary legislation. The minister has indicated that they are not going to wait for elections and that rules under the DPDP Act are going to come very soon. So I do hope that the rules will provide certain amount of clarity as to how this particular quantum of fine has to be so-called calculated. We need to be mindful of the fact that some broad parameters are given under the Act, but they are too broad in general. So each case will have to be dependent on its own peculiar facts and circumstances. It will also be dependent upon what subjective interpretation does the data protection board take in each case as it moves forward. For the very simple reason that supposing if it's just as a data breach of say 1,000 records, then obviously the quantum of fine is going to be slightly lesser. But if the records are say 10 million records, then the quantum of fine is going to be far more higher. So this nomenclature of up to 250 crores means it is left to the subjective discretion.
Measures and they have a clean audit report. What will happen? Still they will be fined or not? I guess this was discussed that they may have lesser fine, but still they will be fined. Is that right?
Yes. It would be in the nature of demonstrating, just having an audit on paper is not what works. You will have to show demonstrable compliance. That is actually the level of implementation of security measures, data security measures, cyber security measures that you can actually demonstrate. That is something which would be important. I'm quite certain for the nature of proceedings, as in judicial proceedings, just showing that you have an auditor sign off is not enough. You have to show evidence too. So